Tony Khan, that crazy son of a bitch. He wants the world, Chico, and everything in it. Woo! Episode 7, baby! What an episode of Dynamite! I almost remember none of the wrestling, but all of the promos and announcements. Revolution is gonna be stacked. Let's do this shit. Oh my God. Unreal. Unbelievable. How's it going, everybody? Eric again. It smells like Wrasslin. Episode 7 today, Wednesday, March 2nd. The wrestling landscape has changed yet again. Tony Khan dropping the bomb. Now, we've been hearing about this all week. He's got a big announcement. It's been being teased. And, you know, people were starting to call, you know, AEW announcements every week. But hey, I'm not going to lie. 9 times out of 10, Tony's, he's delivering with these announcements, you know? I think he learned his lesson early. You don't overpromise and underdeliver. Not good. Not good at all. But I'm telling you, man, he's been knocking it out of the park. CM Punk, Danielson and Cole, Ruby Soho, Keith Lee, Malachi Black, Brody King, Jay Lethal, The Rise of Hook, now buying Ring of Honor. Bro, I mean, I'm excited, man. I've been talking to a lot of people this week, and you know, the consensus is the main problem that I guess we all face, and I guess let me rephrase that. The common problem I've seen between my myself and other fans that I've talked to is Tony's got a lot of toys to play with, but not a big enough sandbox. You got 2 hours of Dynamite live on Wednesdays and an hour of Rampage. They're obviously not utilizing Dark and Elevation as like a place where major stories are. You're not seeing Jon Moxley all the time on Dark. I mean, you'll see guys every once in a while like Orange Cassidy. I actually seen Eddie Kingston a bunch of times. You see big names go down every once in a while to like pad their numbers and shit. So like the big names still have like, you know, respectable records. I get that. But there are too many big names in AEW. And, you know, it's like, it's really hard when you have just, I think what's a hard thing to swallow as a fan, I think I guess not as a fan, but if you're a fan of certain guys, is that guys who legitimately should be A stars, like now there's very little like D, C, B level guys in AEW. It's like A+, A++, A++++. And it's really hard to stack and book a roster when, like, you know, like I know, and I've been talking to my buddy Jordan about this a lot recently. You know, the booking of Adam Cole. It's been very difficult booking a guys like Jay Lethal, booking a guys like Andrade. You know, like a lot of big name guys. It's becoming very difficult to. I guess not difficult, but I guess as a fan, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow to see like a guy like Adam Cole lose to Orange Cassidy. You know what I mean? When like you go and like where Adam Cole came from in NXT being like the tippy top, he was the big fish in the small pond, I thought. And now I think he's a big fish in an even bigger pond. And it's just, it's a very interesting dilemma. And I think that I think Tony, he's building a lot of good faith with me because a lot of issues that I see in the company, I see him addressing. And I'm not like a fan that's like vocal online. Like this is my really only like online presence. So outside of this, it's not like I'm trying to like, you know, I'm being a part of like the chorus of voices online that get, you know, behind one cause or another. So the fact that he's making these changes and me as a fan who not necessarily, who really can't interact or influence the business outside of this, it's comfort. It's reassuring that the changes are being made. So like, yes, AEW was a pressure cooker, and there was way too much pressure in that cooker. And what's going to happen is that if you don't release some of that pressure, that cooker is going to crack. You're going to see cracks like a Brian Cage, you know? You're going to see cracks like, like a Big Swole, like people who there just wasn't, like, it's not good enough just to be good in AEW. It's almost not even good enough to be great in AEW. You have to be spectacular in AEW. And because, like, there's just the level of talent there is just overwhelmingly A+ and above. So, I think Ring of Honor is the answer to that. Now, how Tony is going to structure that, obviously, a lot of details are going to be coming in the next weeks and months. And even, next couple of days and hours. The NDA is obviously up. First off, a big hint as to what he was talking about was the second they mentioned NDA. If it's an NDA, that had to have meant that a big business deal was going down. Now, there were two options that I had in my head, and two options only. One was the purchase of Ring of Honor, which I thought was the least likely, because I just didn't think that Tony was playing for keeps like this in the wrestling game. One promotion is fine. You're doing great. Awesome. Two promotions? So, anywho, the second that was an NDA, it had to have been a major business acquisition. And I'm pretty sure it had to get, there was a lot of red tape that goes through in that sort of kind of business deal. And being that it involves like two major companies, like in the grander, financial scheme, like those NDAs have to come about because you can't, I know that I believe Ring of Honor is owned by Sinclair, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe Sinclair is a publicly traded company. So they really can't let information of that behind closed doors, it can't, you can't just leak that shit. That's why no one in wrestling journalism, noticed that, because, NDAs are not just okay, everybody, don't say anything. It's not like how, the whole AEW roster kept the fact that Brody Lee was sick secret. This is, a legal obligation between, Tony and whoever else was involved in this deal. So that was it. There was nobody who was knowing that shit. So that should have been a dead giveaway that this wasn't, Bray Wyatt. Fuck off. That's not, that shit ain't happening. Or it's not going to happen under the guise of I have a major announcement and I can't say anything due to an NDA. So that should have been the first hint right off the bat. But anyways, I digress. The purchase of Ring of Honor is a big deal. That is the pressure release valve for the plethora of AEW talent that's there. That means FTR and the Briscoes is going to happen. That's who the hell is the current Ring of Honor champion right now? What the heck is his name? It's not Josh Alexander. That's somebody different. Whoever in the chat, tell me who the current Ring of Honor champion is, because I totally forgot. He was that guy who fought Jay Lethal at the last Ring of Honor show, but I can't fucking remember his name. Anywho, but when someone says it, I'm gonna know. But there are a plethora of opportunities with an entire company, because you know what that means? That's an effective brand split. So a big thing now that I'm thinking about is who from AEW is going to make the crossover into ROH, and they're going to start building storylines there. Who's going to do the booking for ROH? Is Tony going to book for Jonathan Gresham? Thank you, Doom. I appreciate it. Is Tony going to book for both promotions? What kind of booker could book as competent as I'll rephrase that. Who could book as well as Tony Khan right now? Who has the pulse of the wrestling fan base as good as Tony Khan does? Listen, I'm not saying he's perfect, all right? So before people start jumping down my fucking throat about that, he's flawed, The Mimosa match, the exploding barbed wire death match, the debut. I'm a diehard fucking Mets fan. Mets haven't won shit in forever. They haven't won a World Series in over 35 years. But I'm still a fan. I have my reasons. I don't know. I just want to stick with the team. I want to be loyal. So I get it. If people are going to be and watch if they're going to watch, WWE, whatever, if they still feel loyal, if they still feel like they're still feeling a sense of gratification as a fan, who am I to hold it against them? I might have different opinions on the way that the story is booked. And if someone wants to tell me hey, I like it, I'm going to tell them whether or not I like it or I don't like it. But that's not to say you liking it is wrong. when you watch WWE, you know, in essence, it's just another television show. Another television show amongst the plethora of television shows that both you and I watch on a regular basis. The only thing that's different about it is that it does have that sports element. It's always new and always live. So it's just a little bit of a different, the fan bases are just built differently because it's just a different kind of product. But, you know, I stopped supporting that team a while ago because I just didn't feel gratified. And I felt more, I also, along the lines, kind of felt insulted. So that sense of loyalty, it just ended up turning into a sense of betrayal. And I was just like, no way. So, but, I don't know, man. The Ring of Honor thing is huge, dude. The Ring of Honor thing is a huge, huge deal. And I'm curious to see how it's going to go going forward. I had a feeling that something was going on with ROH because like a couple of hours before Dynamite, they post this like message about Supercard of Honor and like really making a big push. That Supercard of Honor is going to be a huge show now because like who from AEW is going to show up? What are the builds going to be like? Is someone from AEW going to win any of the Ring of Honor titles? Like, dude, fucking FTR could beat the Briscoes for the tag belts and go on a fucking mega run. That Ring of Honor belt now kind of feels elevated because AEW is more of an elevated promotion now. Anybody holding those belts is no slouch. Nobody. Even the guys holding the belts right now, they ain't no slouches. Like, they're good, successful professional wrestlers. So anybody from AEW holding any of those belts is a great deal. And the fact that now we get, like, pure matches, oh, what a great time to be a fan, guys. What a great fucking time to be a fan. And I want to kind of balance one thing out before I start doing the review for tonight's show. I got to say, I turned the corner on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. I mean, I am not, like I said, I don't watch Raw and SmackDown or NXT regularly anymore. But I do catch the major pay-per-views and some of the smaller in-between ones depending on the matches. The stuff that Roman Reigns is doing, like, I just started watching little bits and pieces of it through YouTube. He's doing really awesome work. Like, I can't take that away from the guy. Regardless of how I feel about the booking of the rest of the roster, which I think is dog shit, the booking of Roman Reigns has been absolutely phenomenal. Like, it's been really, really, really good. I gotta say, like, in the beginning, like, I wasn't impressed by the heel persona because I was already fucking done with Roman Reigns years ago. A heel turn, in my opinion, was too little too late. But, I gotta say, the guy really, man, he's really fucking compelling. And, face Brock is also entertaining. So, like, I will give WWE this. Like, the booking of this Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns thing has been phenomenal. I will definitely be watching, WrestleMania and specifically watching that match. There are a lot of matches at Mania I will not be giving two shits about. But one of the ones I will be giving a shit about is going to be Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. The other one I'm really interested in is Styles versus Edge. That should be a fantastic match. I am not interested in the build at all. I already know that a match between these two guys is going to be great. The Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns feud, I think that I'm pretty sure that the build is going to be better than the match. So I'm definitely enjoying the build to that match and the promos and stuff that are happening. Let's see. What do you mean questioning our friendship, Doom? What are you talking about, bro? I love you the most. You're my favorite. How dare you? How dare you? Anywho. But yeah, like those two storylines I'm really digging, but it ain't fucking enough to get me to watch the show. So, anywho, here we go. So, the show kicks off with Tony Khan in the ring. He's a little, I love Tony Khan because he's like, he's just so fucking excited, and you could tell. And, he does not have to be out there in the ring to do this, but he did. And I thought that was cool. And he was excited and it was a little bit all over the place, but he got his point across. Tony Khan is now the new owner of Ring of Honor, not Shane, Tony. So I thought that was cool. I thought it was also cool that the first match of the night was two Ring of Honor originals. So it was Danielson versus Christopher Daniels. Bryan Danielson obviously won the match, beat the shit out of him. The first time that these guys wrestled was the first ROH match in history. It was a triple threat. Low Key was the third man in that match who won. Great match, awesome chain wrestling. You know, these guys know what they're doing. You know, Daniels 51. I mean, listen, like, if he wrestles every once in a while, cool. But, you know, he does wrestle like a 51-year-old guy. But, like, all props to Christopher Daniels. He's, like, the fucking man, and he's a legend. So, the shit that he was doing in the ring is just pure Daniels. Like, nobody but Christopher Daniels could do that at 51. So, you know, it was a solid match. Basically, this was just kind of leading up to the promo that happened after the match with Danielson, you know, calling out Moxley. Moxley came out, you know, basically started reciting the same old kind of hardcore bullshit haikus that he comes up with. He's going to taste some blood. It's going to be awesome. I don't need any more build for the match than there already is. I'm already sold on it. Danielson versus Moxley is going to be a fucking masterpiece. I hope they beat the absolute piss out of each other. If both of them aren't bleeding by the end of the match, it's a fucking disappointment. And again, I would like to reiterate how stacked Revolution is right now. Anywho, so basically, you know, then, you know, Danielson basically faked scoring up to Moxley and dipped out of the ring. Classic heel move. Definitely interested to see who's going to win that match. Being that Mox has never beat Danielson, I could see Mox coming out with the victory. Danielson's Danielson. Him losing to Moxley is not a big deal. So, like, you know, like the days of I mean, yes, you should still protect Danielson, but Moxley is a guy that a guy like Danielson could lose to and not lose any clout, especially if it leads to them teaming up and going on a monstrous tear of shit. Which obviously I could see that tag team losing to like a heel Red Dragon or Young Bucks, because I thought the feud that the Bucks had with Kingston and Moxley was pretty awesome. So, you know, I think that either of those guys could, you know, I think, you know, like a little combo mismatch tag team could have a great feud with any of those two guys. I just don't want to see them fight Jungle Source and Lucha Boy, because no way Moxley and Danielson should be losing a tag match to those guys. I actually think now I'm kind of leaning towards Red Dragon walking out with the AEW tag titles. They do seem to be putting these tag titles pretty quick on like these marquee teams. Like FTR's already had a title run. The Bucks have already had a title run. You know, SoCal Uncensored, they got them out of the way quick because they were like the AEW originals, so that was okay. And then, you know, like Danielson, Hangman and Omega was part of a greater storyline and ended up having one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen. I mean, outside of the cage match between the Bucks and the Lucha Bros, that was the best tag match I've ever watched. I like literally go back and watch that match multiple times, and I get the same goosebumps all the time. It's great. But yeah, it's gonna be a phenomenal match, and I'm super fucking excited about it. Okay, so then they do a backstage segment with Darby Allin and Sting. Basically Sting that said that they will be, if you know, there's going to be a triple threat, and that there's going to be you know, repercussions for anybody who gets involved. And basically, you know, Darby Allin said he didn't need anybody's help. He's going to team up with Guevara no matter what on Sunday, but on Rampage, it's Showtime, which was kind of cool that Darby used one of Sting's lines, so I liked it. Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks wins the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal for his brother Nick to advance them to the triple threat at the pay-per-view, which I think is going to be awesome. I mean, come on, like Red Dragon and the Bucks, easy breezy, going to be an amazing match. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, they aren't a bad tag team by any means. I just don't like them as tag champions. It's just my opinion, but they're not a bad tag team either, so I think they're going to play great off of all these guys. You know, Jungle Boy is a fantastic wrestler. Luchasaurus, I feel, has maybe lost a step or two after he had that injury, but, you know, for a guy that size, I can only assume that, you know, the healing process has definitely got to be a little bit difficult than most. So, you know, he's got a little bit of stiffness, and I'm hoping he works through a little bit more, because he was such an agile big man. He would do things with a lot more fluidity. Like, his lucha was a lot more luchery. So, I don't know. But it should shape up to be a great match. One cool thing of note was Darius Martin is back, which is fantastic because that reunites Top Flight. And they definitely gave Darius a big rub. He definitely needed it. Dante was definitely, you know, like, Dante was making moves, you know what I mean? Like he was definitely putting on a show and getting a big push and getting a lot of airtime. He was in feuds with Team Taz that I thought were awesome. And I think to kind of help him match that momentum, he had to have a fantastic showing tonight, and he did. He was they were the first tag. I think they were one of the first tag teams in, and he was the last tag team out. So that was perfect booking. He needed to look strong. He needed to be right up there with his brother, and the fact that he was able to do what he did was just that. I'm very excited to see what Top Flight is capable of in this tag team division now. This tag team division is deep as shit. There are so many fantastic matches. I don't even know how, there's just not enough, again, like I said, there's just not enough TV time to give all these amazing tag teams the TV time and the storylines and the exposure that they need. And I'm glad that Ring of Honor now is open, because now that excess of talent, bring them right over to Ring of Honor. Take a whole bunch of them. And you could put a lot of big names on there. I'm serious, if I were Tony, I would commit some big names to Ring of Honor and make it like that there is a reason to watch that show. Because if you put too many B-list and C-list guys down there, it's already going to put off a vibe that this is going to be okay, probably a little bit better than the old Ring of Honor, maybe the same, but definitely not better than AEW. No, man, commit some people. Put MJF there. Make MJF the Ring of Honor champion if you want. He doesn't have to be the AEW World Champion if you don't want him to be. Make Darby Allin the Ring of Honor champion. You could do so much. They have the belts and the TV time to do it. I mean, what actually the fuck channel is Ring of Honor on anyways? I don't even know. Sinclair? I don't know. All I know is that I don't get it where I am. So I'd also like to hear in the future how they're going to make Ring of Honor just a little bit more accessible. Because now, if you're going to put some serious people on there, I'd like to watch. If you want to make this, this is something I should watch, help ease my ability to watch it. That's all. I'm actually going to try and make an effort and try and see how I could, in the setup that I have right now, watch Ring of Honor and see how difficult it is. And if I can't do it, they got to change something. Something with that Sinclair deal has got to change. But very exciting, very exciting. I know my buddy Steve is very excited because he'll be able to bring his Ring of Honor belt to AEW shows, and it would fit like a glove. Unbelievable. Man, what an exciting time and an exciting week this is going to be. And Revolution hasn't even happened yet, bro. And a Gigundo-sized bomb just dropped on the wrestling business. Ugh, I can't wait. So that's really the main thing. I'm not going to go through the entire Battle Royal step by step. All you need to know is that the Young Bucks won. And yeah, it's going to be a great triple threat tag match at Revolution. Bucks, Red Dragon, and Jungle Boy and Jurassic Express in a triple threat for the tag titles this Sunday. Jericho was backstage, said basically that the world was buzzing after his promo with Eddie Kingston, and then mocked Kingston at the fact that he didn't know what a promo was. I do like the fact that Jericho is just saying he's just better at this business. He's not only better in the ring than Kingston, but better at this business than Kingston. And he's just throwing around a lot of insider terms, I think, to brag about that. I honestly think that that's literally what he's trying to come across as in this current run. That match is going to be phenomenal. He's got to stop the GFY shit, man. It's not fucking getting over, dog. What grown man says GFY? Anywho, Santana and Ortiz went up to Jericho, fist bumped him. Jericho asked, "Are we good?" They really kind of sort of didn't answer. It looked like Ortiz was kind of nodding his head. Santana was like, I don't know. He kind of just seemed indifferent. And then Jericho was like, "I always got your backs," and that was pretty much it. This CM Punk promo was pretty fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I was so into it. I held on every word. I was like, where is this gonna go? like I was worried whether or not that this I was almost worried that this feud didn't have enough water to like go the distance, because like something has to give between these two. You know what I mean? Like Punk cheated. I'm sorry. MJF cheated at the pay-per-view. No, he didn't. It wasn't a pay-per-view. They fought on Dynamite. So MJF cheated on their first outing. Like we just didn't get we didn't get the finish that we wanted, which was Punk winning. I think Punk is going over on Sunday. I think it has to. I think it's going to end up being a trilogy match. I think that Punk has to fight MJF like one more time. Whether or not it's going to go immediately into a trilogy, I'm not sure. My kind of guess is that if Punk does win at Revolution, they're going to set him up to go for the AEW title going into Double or Nothing, because and then that would mean that they could save that third match for when MJF wins the title, and MJF could have a title defense against CM Punk. You could build a title match as a rubber match and really stack the deck on that card. Or you could just make a third match in general, after that. So I don't know, but I do think it's going a trilogy. I do think that that Punk is winning. And they are definitely restoring my faith in the longevity of this feud, that I feel like it actually might have the legs to go a third match, because these guys are just, every week is something new, and it's something different, and it's something compelling, and I'm liking it. So I'm definitely feeling it. I'm gonna try, and I mean I didn't take like word by word notes, so I'm gonna do my best to get this as accurately as possible. Basically, Punk says he wakes up in the morning, puts water on his face, and asks him, "Am I the bad guy?" And basically, he said that what MJF said last week took courage, but he couldn't shake the feeling that it's possible he's being gaslit. Punk says that he has a photo with him and Steve Austin, and that when Austin left, a lot of people said that Austin took his ball and went home, but Punk didn't lash it at the world because of what Austin did. Then basically he went down a running list of all the despicable things that MJF has done, like him punching Dean Malenko, who has Parkinson's, him trolling Brian Pillman, Brian Pillman Jr.'s father, Brian Pillman, in their hometown. He insulted fucking Darby Allin's uncle, the one who died in that in the car accident. And basically Punk was just like, "Hey, I did the same kind of shit too." He talked about the angle he did with Paul Bearer and The Undertaker when Paul Bearer passed away and covered himself in his ashes. This is when he tried to get Jeff Hardy to drink, and he was mocking him for his real life addiction. He basically has said, like, I've done some despicable shit too. And he was just like, when he looks himself in the mirror and asks if is he the good guy, he says, "I'm trying," and puts his hand out. MJF gives him a hug, and in the middle of the hug, I'm just like, just kick him in the dick, dude. You want to do it. Just kick him in the dick. And sure enough, MJF with the kick to the dick, he tears his shirt off. It's a picture of Punk and young MJF, like the picture, the one that Punk was holding. And he takes the Dynamite Diamond ring. He busts his Punk open. They fucking hang him by the dog collar. They beat the shit out of him. And it was fucking amazing. It was fucking amazing. This match is going to be awesome. This is going to be a pay-per-view with so much blood. Like, there's definitely going to be people that are going to fucking hate all this shit. But, like, it's going to be spectacular. I can't wait. I actually think, in hindsight, I remembered that entire promo. That's cool. It was fucking fantastic, dog. It was fucking great. Next one, Wardlow. Oh no, I'm sorry. They do a backstage segment with Keith Lee talking to Schiavone. Oh shit, my headphones almost came out. That's how much I love fucking Tony Schiavone. Before he could fucking do anything, he gets interrupted again by Ricky Starks, and like fucking Keith Lee has had enough. He's like, "You do this fucking again, I'm gonna destroy you." And Starks is talking. He's saying that Rampage is Starks' country, and then Hobbs shows up. He's like, "And I'm the president." I can't wait for that match. It's a big hoss match. Two big meaty men slapping meat. It's gonna be fucking great. I can't wait. They do a they do a stare down or whatever, and that's pretty much it. Now we go into the tag match, women's tag match of the night. Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez defeat Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. They kind of like started the match right off the bat, like right on the ramp. They were beating the shit out of each other. It was fucking awesome. Rebel interferes, gets some interference. Surprisingly enough, Rosa gets the pin on Dr. Britt. Clean in the, like right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. I was like, holy shit. She hit her with the Fire Thunder Driver and anywhere. I was like, oh crap. So I don't know what's going to go down on the pay-per-view. Like, the challenger just pinned the champion in the go-home match. So I'm like, I think, and I know what you're going to say, Jordan, but I'm saying it fucking anyways. Because this happened, I still think that my steel cage match idea is going to happen. I think Britt is going to win again by interference. It's going to be a fuck finish. She's going to retain, and it's going to be, they're going to do, it's going to happen. Like, they're going to do a cage match. Now, whether or not this cage match is going to be on TV for the title, which would be pretty which, like, I don't like title matches being done on TV, but you have to fucking do them. And the lights out match that they had on TV was incredible, even though it was on television. So I think those two women could definitely pull off a cage match on national TV, main event for the title. Thunder Rosa wins. If Thunder Rosa doesn't win on Sunday, then it has to go to a third. Like, it's Thunder Rosa's time. Britt's had the belts enough. There's no one else in that division that's been built up enough that is a worthwhile successor to the throne. Like, Britt is a phenomenal champion. The only other person in that division who could do it is Thunder Rosa, because like Statlander's not there yet. Like, the promo that was on tonight, like I can't. Like, she's awesome in the ring. I love Chris Statlander, but like she's not the total package yet. She's like 80% there. You know what I mean? Unless there's like more strife with Hayter, I don't know. And then the only reason why, Thunder wins 2 nights in a row is because it's going to lead to a feud between Baker and Hayter. But I don't know. I don't see that happening. My prediction now, Britt's going to retain on Sunday due to fuckery again. And that's going to lead to a cage match. The only reason I think so is because recently, Thunder Rosa had said I mentioned this in a previous episode, that Thunder Rosa on an interview said that one of the things she's wanted to do, I think she said this in the interview she did with Renee Young, that she wanted to do a cage match. And I'm thinking, who better to do a cage match with Britt Baker? With Thunder Rosa than Britt Baker. And if you're going to do it for the title. And if you're going to do it for the title, let it be for a title change. So that's what I think. There's no other reason I could see like Thunder Rosa winning. Like, I don't know, but that's my prediction. And I want Thunder Rosa to win that title. I'm telling you, I do. And if it's not going to happen on Sunday, it better happen soon. That means they should be planning a cage match soon, within the next couple of weeks. Like, I'm talking about a 2-3 week build at most. That's it. Ty Conti was backstage. They were going to talk to her about the TBS title. Jade Cargill showed up and was just like, just shut your bitch ass up before I kick you in the face. I could tell why. I know why the segment was structured that way. Ty really is working on her English. It's just not quite there yet. And like even the filmed, video promotions that she has, it's still like you could tell she's getting it. She just needs time, like everyone does. I don't expect anyone to just pick up a second language that quickly. I don't speak a second language, so what the fuck do I know? So I can only assume it's difficult and it takes a while. So, and English isn't an easy language to learn anyway. So, but Jade is better in these situations. So yeah, have Jade come in, do the interruption, put over the match, and that's it. you have Anna Jay holding Ty back, so you're kind of putting over Ty, letting her know that whatever, she ain't winning, but it's going to be a worthwhile challenger. It's really going to be, honestly, I'm very curious to see this match. I'm definitely going to not be ignoring this match because, number one, this is a good deal to see if Ty is really could carry anybody in the ring. That's another good thing that's another thing you want out of a champion. There's going to be all kinds of contenders coming at you, and technically they should be of a slightly lower caliber than you are, except for the people who you have serious feuds with or people who you are going to do title changes with. And I think that it only serves to benefit to raise everybody up and get them all the exposure that they need and all the ring work that they need to be better. So if Ty is good, then that's one other thing that I know that she could carry a title run because she'll be able to carry a match. Now she just needs to carry promos and all of the storytelling. That's what I think is the big thing. They did a video about Chris Statlander and Layla Hirsch. Statlander basically is not apologizing for saying that there's no reason why she's like, of course, there's a reason why Layla Hirsch's parents abandoned her, which was the most savage thing ever. Layla's pissed. It's a decent build. It's okay. You know what I mean? I just want them to have a great match. I want to see something more out of Layla Hirsch. She's showing me a little bit more in the promo territory. She definitely shows a lot more emotion and character than Chris Statlander does in their promos. So, Layla does have that. I just want to see something more from her in the ring because it's just not my cup of tea, but I'm open to be wowed, and I think her fighting Statlander should be a great match. That, I think, is going to be part of the buy-in for Revolution, so that's definitely going to be, the pre-matches for the show. Wardlow comes out, defeats Cesar Bononi, basically power bombs, symphonies the shit out of him. I think, the symphony is, minimum 3. Spears tried to, duff Bononi with the chair at the end of the match, but Wardlow stops him. That leads to another interesting segment in the back later on in the show. The card for Rampage, the TNT title is going to be a triple threat match. Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Andrade. That should be a banger match. Very excited to see that. Keith Lee is going to be in action. Serena Deeb's going to have her 5-minute challenge. And they're doing a Face of the Revolution qualifier. Christian Cage versus Ethan Page. I do hope that Ethan Page pulls it off because I would love to see him in that ladder match. I love Ethan Page. I think he's awesome. Here is the card, people. For Revolution Sunday, the buy-in, Chris Statlander versus Layla Hirsch. Hook versus QT Marshall. So even the buy-in is going to be a banger. Dog collar match, Punk versus MJF. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. Tornado tag matches, Sting, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy, Andrade El Idolo, and Isaiah Cassidy of Private Party. The AEW Women's World Championship is on the line. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Thunder Rosa. Face of the Revolution ladder match. We got Keith Lee. We got Wardlow. We got Orange Cassidy. We got Absolute Ricky Starks. We got Powerhouse Hobbs. And then the last person is either going to be Christian Cage or Ethan Page, depending on the winner of their match. We got Jericho versus Kingston. The TBS Championship is on the line. Jade Cargill is going to put her title and undefeated streak on the motherfucking line against Ty Conti and that sweet ass. AEW World Tag Team Championship is on the line between Jungle Boy Luchasaurus, the champs, versus the Bucks and Red Dragon. Triple threat tag match. And then to close out the show, the AEW World Championship is on the line. Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole, baby! God damn, what a show. What a show. They do a video package for House of Black, which is stacked to the gills right now with the addition of Buddy Matthews. They do a segment backstage with Wardlow and MJF and Sean Spears. Basically, the segment starts with both Spears and Wardlow. And basically MGF said that if he wins the Face of the Revolution ladder match, he could keep the championship belt if he wins it, but he doesn't think he's going to win it anyways. Then Wardlow's like, because I'm too busy trying to win battles for you. MJF slaps the shit out of him and threatens to fire him and put his family out in the street. Again, they bring up the fact that Wardlow is not all elite, apparently. Apparently, Wardlow is an employee of Max and a bodyguard. So Wardlow has matches at the behest of MJF and gets paid by MJF. So there definitely has to be a point where I think the point is where when Wardlow actually becomes an official member of the roster, which I don't understand how you could not be an official member of the roster but get like title matches and have a record, but whatever. Your record of matches in AEW. Okay, so that makes sense. But title matches, I'm like, I don't know. Actually, that makes sense too, because guys who've never had, who don't have titles have come in and challenged for belts anyways. Okay, so yeah, it does make sense. But I'm assuming that once he becomes all elite, he doesn't have to be with Max anymore. He can fucking drop his ass. So I can only assume that Wardlow becoming all elite is going to be the start of his face turn. So that should be, that should be interesting. Oh shit, that's right, Richie. Fucking ROH has trios belts, don't they? Oh my God. Maybe Tony doesn't even need to make AEW trios belts. They could just use the ones from Ring of Honor. Oh my God. So many questions. Anywho, I got distracted, but great point by Richie in the chat. Main event of the night, Adam Cole and Red Dragon defeat Hangman Adam Page and Silver and Reynolds. Great match. Pretty much was just, obviously this is just leading up to the big title match. Reynolds gets hit with the boom kick, Cole pins him for the win. After the match, they basically beat the shit out of Reynolds. Page fought off everybody. He was about to drop Cole, but he got grabbed by Fish and jumped by Cole. They duct taped Page to the ropes, made him watch as they hit the high-low on Reynolds. They hit the high-low on Silver and the Panama Sunrise on Reynolds. Then they super kicked the shit out of Page and duffed him with the belt to end the show. And that's it, people. That's the show. That was the show for tonight. I mean, it's unbelievable shit, guys. Unbelievable shit. Tony Khan, the new owner of Ring of Honor. AEW is shaping up to be the best show that AEW has ever produced, which I didn't even think it was possible after All Out in Full Gear. But this show is nuts. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what expectations to have. I can only assume I should only have high expectations because this is a great card. If you're a pro wrestling, if obviously you're watching the show, you're a pro wrestling fan. If you're not ordering it or seeing it with someone who has ordered it, check if you have a pulse, man, because this show is going to be one of the best pro wrestling shows that has come out in a while. I'm hoping for, everything to go smoothly. No one gets injured. Whatever things that they do, work properly. Unlike, like the depth match and the blood and guts match and stuff like that. So I'm very, very excited to see this succeed. What does is there going to be a Ring of Honor invasion? There's too much they could do. I haven't been able to wrap my brain around it all because the possibilities just keep expanding. And to be honest, if you're going to write a live show with no breaks till the end of time and you want to keep a fan base interested and keep a juicy piece of meat dangling in front of them all the time, you buy Ring of Honor and you get all this talent. That's what you got to do. So I'm very interested to see as to what becomes of Ring of Honor now and how it's going to be incorporated in the new wrestling landscape. Jeez, man. The toys that Tony could play with now. They still have the Forbidden Door because they're doing stuff with New Japan. COVID is slowly clearing up in New Japan. Then you no longer need to have a 14-day quarantine to be there. You don't even need to have a 3-day, as long as you pass the test before you get on the flight, and after you get on the flight, you're fine. So that changes everything for talent. You could go and do a trip there, wrestle a match, and fly back instead of spending half of a month there. So I think they're testing the waters. They're making sure that stuff over there stays stable so that they could start mixing and matching guys. But I'm telling you, people, the possibilities are endless. The wrestling landscape right now outside of the WWE is completely been upended. They've been doing, AEW owns Ring of Honor. They've been working with GCW. They've been working with, I think they've been working also, with MLW. They've been working with everybody. And the amount of talent out there is gigantic. I no longer have to, I'm always going to be bummed out that, I'm not seeing Owens and Zayn and Styles and Balor and Ciampa and all of these other guys. I do wish that I could see them as part of this new wrestling world that's being created before our very eyes. And I'm sad that they're not, but you know what? They made that their choices. They enjoy where they are, and with Vince and WWE, and what am I to do? Guys have left the Mets before, and I'm still there. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But very exciting time to be a wrestling fan. A couple of updates on the channel. If you guys subscribe, you probably already noticed that there was a gaming stream last night. The Cologne Chronicles. We were going through Destiny 2, the new Witch Queen expansion. Destiny seems to be a very particular game when it comes to streaming, so it is going to kind of be tweaked. You will not be able to find last night's stream on there. It had to be taken down for content. So it is not available to be seen. But my goal is to give you guys more episodes of the Cologne Chronicles, which is going to be my the show in which I do streaming and gaming. It will all be on this channel. I do not really feel like balancing multiple channels. I rather just have everything on one. And if you guys subscribe, you could just choose what shows you tune into. I'm looking to do streams at 11:30 on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. At 11:30 here on this channel. If you subscribe, you will see that update. Wednesdays will still be for our Dynamite review and catching up with wrestling on the week. It's possible there's a couple ideas being thrown around. Friday might be a show just dedicated to television and movies. I'm actively looking for a co-host for that particular show. If not, it might just be a secondary wrestling show, but this show on Wednesdays will be more focused on the review of Dynamite, and the secondary show on Friday will more be a wrestling news of the week show, of whom I'm also looking for a co-host, so stay tuned to that. So if you are a fan of games, me and my three buddies, we basically have been playing Xbox together the same time almost every day for I don't even know how many years. And if there was ever time to stream, I guess it would be now, because not many people. It's incredibly difficult to keep some sort of schedule with my day job. So the fact that we've been able to keep this consistency has been great. So you'll be able to meet a couple of my buddies. Two of the guys are from Boone Syndication, Dan and Anthony, and then they will be playing alongside my good friend Josh. And we basically all of us together have accumulated a very large library of games, thanks to Game Pass, obviously. And we just like to, we like to game. We play different games a bunch of times. We stick with it for a large amount of time, and then we move on. So currently the game that we're playing right now is Destiny, where that's probably going to be something we're playing for a while. the banter that us guys have is absolutely hysterical. So you're looking for, if you're a gamer and you enjoy watching, or you just want to hear just, us just talk about stupid, silly shit, it's a great time. And, and we are definitely active in the chat. So any questions and comments you guys have as we're playing is always appreciated, just like how it is in the chat that we have here on Wednesdays. So I want to show's basically coming to an end for tonight. I want to thank everybody in the chat for supporting. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Pretty much all you guys who watch are people that I know personally. So the fact that you take the time out of your schedule to support this, it really means a lot to me. So thank you. I hope you enjoy the content that the channel is going to be coming out with in the near future. And who knows how big this is going to expand, but I really do enjoy this time together, just talking about, one of the things I love, which is pro wrestling. And to be honest, right now, I couldn't be any more happier as a fan. It's been a fantastic run. So, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you all next week. Enjoy Revolution. And we will definitely have a lot to talk about next week. Will be the aftermath of Revolution show of Dynamite. So we will definitely have a lot to talk about. It will be an extra long show because we will be reviewing Revolution and Dynamite. So